There's a buzz swirling through the NFL world, and if there's any truth to the whispers, we might be on the verge of witnessing the biggest blockbuster signing in the history of the Philadelphia Eagles. That's right, rumors are starting to heat up that Tyreek Hill, the electrifying wide receiver known as Cheetah, could be on his way to the city of brotherly love. Now, before we dive in head first, let's pump the brakes. And be clear, nothing is official, but when you start connecting the dots, the smoke might just be leading to a roaring fire. Tyreek Hill, a Super Bowl champion, a six-time Pro Bowler, and arguably the most dangerous deep threat the league has seen in a generation, could be wearing midnight green next season. And let's be honest, if this move happens, it won't just shake up the NFC East. It could reset the entire balance of power in the NFL. Just imagine the chaos. Just imagine the speed. The Eagles' offense, already loaded, would become a nightmare for any defense. We're not saying it's done, but we're definitely saying the whispers are getting louder by the hour. When you talk about franchise-defying moves, there are moments that shape the identity of a team for a decade. Think Reggie White leaving Philly for Green Bay. Think Terrell Owens arriving in the early 2000s. And now imagine Tyreek Hill, one of the most explosive playmakers of the modern era, coming to Philadelphia. The chatter began quietly, buried in forum posts and speculative tweets. But now insiders are hinting that this might be more than a fantasy. A source close to Hill's camp has reportedly confirmed interest in a fresh chapter and hinted that he's intrigued by Jalen Hurts' leadership and the Eagles' aggressive win-o mindset. That's a dangerous combo, folks. It's no secret that the Eagles' front office, especially under Howie Roseman, is never shy about making bold moves. They traded for A.J. Brown. They made a splash with Hassan Reddick, and now with their Super Bowl window wide open, it wouldn't be surprising if they went all in on Hill. Financially, it'd be complicated, no doubt, but for a generational talent like Hill, teams make it work. And if Philly's serious, they'll clear whatever cap space they need. Because getting Tyreek Hill isn't just about this year, it's about legacy. Let's talk about fit, because this isn't just about adding a star name, this is about synergy. Tyreek Hill lining up alongside A.J. Brown and Devonta Smith would be borderline illegal. That's not an offense, that's a track team in helmets. Defensive coordinators would have nightmares trying to figure out who to double, who to jam at the line, who to track across the middle. And let's not forget Jalen Hurts, who's evolved into one of the league's most composed and dangerous dual threat quarterbacks. You give that man another elite weapon like Hill, and you're basically handing him the keys to a Ferrari. From a scheme perspective, it's a dream come true. Nick Sirianni loves vertical threats and creative spacing. Add Hill into that equation, and you create constant mismatches. Safeties can't cheat up, linebackers get pulled out of position, and the field opens up in a way that allows even role players to shine. And don't even get us started on the RPO possibilities. Hurts holding the ball with Hill streaking behind coverage. That's 6 points before the defense even realizes what happened. This move wouldn't just improve the Eagles, it would revolutionize their offense. Now here's where things get really spicy, because people are asking, why would the Dolphins even entertain letting Hill go? Well, the answer might lie in a mix of contract structure, timing, and internal tension. There's been subtle friction in Miami. Hill has made cryptic comments on social media. There's been speculation about his long-term happiness with the team's direction, especially with uncertainty surrounding Tua Tagovailoa's health and the future of the offense. And let's not forget, Hill isn't exactly shy when it comes to speaking his mind. If he feels the Dolphins aren't maximizing his prime, he could start pushing for a move. Behind the scenes, he's still under contract. Sure, but as we've seen in today's NFL, contracts are suggestions more than guarantees. When stars want out, it wouldn't be the first time a big-name wide receiver forced his way to a contender. And if the Eagles are serious contenders, and they are, you better believe Hill would be intrigued. It's not just about money, it's about rings, legacy, records. And if Hill thinks Philly is his best shot to chase greatness, don't be surprised if he starts making noise, big noise. Let's dig into the numbers, because while the emotion and hype are fun, money talks. Tyreek Hill is currently sitting on one of the most lucrative wide receiver deals in NFL history. And matching or absorbing that contract won't be easy, but this is where Howie Roseman thrives. The man is a cap wizard. He's made moves before that left analysts scratching their heads and then nodding in admiration when it all worked out. If Roseman sees a path to restructure or backload deals, move pieces around, or even involve a third team, he'll find it. The Eagles have assets. They've got draft capital. And if it takes flipping a couple high picks and maybe a young player to sweeten the pot, don't be shocked, especially if Philly believes Hill is the missing piece. Because remember, the Super Bowl window doesn't stay open forever. And with Jalen Hurts still on a relatively manageable contract, this might be the moment to strike. It's a gamble, but one with potentially massive payoff. One league source even said don't rule it out. If Philly's involved, it's never impossible. That's the kind of statement that makes you stop and think, this might actually be happening. And while we're in speculation mode, let's talk legacy, because Tyreek Hill isn't just chasing touchdowns, he's chasing history. He's already got a ring. He's already proven he can be a one. But the idea of becoming a legend in multiple franchises, that's next level. And doing it in Philadelphia, one of the most passionate, loyal, and intense sports cities in the world, could elevate his brand in a way Miami never could. The Eagles fan base isn't just supportive, they're obsessive. If Hill became the centerpiece of a Super Bowl run in Philly, he'd be immortalized in murals and barroom stories forever. And you better believe he knows that. This is a guy who thinks legacy. Who knows that great players don't just stack stats, they make moments. And if there's one team that offers both the platform and the hunger for greatness right now, it's the Eagles. A historic franchise, a rabid fan base, a young QB on the rise. The pieces are all there. So when people say why Philly, we say why not? This could be the beginning of something unforgettable, or maybe just a rumor. But man, what a rumor. The locker room fit is another piece of the puzzle we can't ignore. Tyreek Hill is a big personality, but so is A.J. Brown, so is Jason Kelce, so is Jalen Hurts in his own calm, commanding way. And the Eagles culture under Nick Sirianni has proven it can handle stars without letting egos derail the mission. That's critical. Because for all Hill's talent, he's not exactly low profile. He wants the ball. He wants the spotlight. But in Philly, there's a system and everyone buys in. The idea that Hill could be the final piece, not just a solo act, might be what appeals to him. He's never had a supporting cast like this. He's always been the guy. But imagine being one of the guys among a brotherhood built on accountability and fire. It could be exactly what he needs at this stage in his career. And let's face it, championship cultures are magnetic. Players talk, they watch, they see who's building something special. And the Eagles are doing just that. If Hill wants to win another ring and cement his legacy as one of the greatest to ever do it, Philly could be calling. Before we continue, don't forget to subscribe to our channel and give this video a like. Your support helps us keep delivering the latest updates on our Philadelphia Eagles. And don't be shy, share your thoughts on the news in the comments below from a media standpoint. This move would be a gold mine. Philadelphia is a massive sports market. Every game, every route, every press conference would be dissected, debated, and devoured by fans and media alike. Tyreek Hill has never shied away from the spotlight, and he's savvy enough to know what this kind of platform could do for his profile. This isn't Miami, where the spotlight competes with beaches and basketball. This is Philly, where the Eagles are the heartbeat of the city. Every Sunday is a holiday. Every play is a headline. For a brand-conscious athlete like Hill, that kind of visibility can't be overstated. Endorsements, appearances, maybe even a post-career media gig. It's all on the table. And don't underestimate the value of being loved by a city like Philadelphia. They'll boo you if you fall short, but if you deliver, they'll love you forever. We've seen it before. So if Hill's looking for more than just stats, if he's thinking about building something that lasts long after the cleats come off, then the Eagles might offer more than just a team. They might offer a legacy. There's also a strategic layer here that nobody's really talking about yet. If the Eagles land Hill, they don't just boost their own chances. They also deny one of their NFC rivals the opportunity to do the same. Think about the Cowboys, the 49ers, the Lions, all teams that would kill for a receiver like Hill. If Philly moves first and closes the deal, they're not just building their empire. They're burning bridges behind them. It's a checkmate move. You add firepower and remove it from the market in one fell swoop. That's how dynasties are built, ruthlessly, strategically, and this front office is smart enough to think several moves ahead.